The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on the break!
With Ambar Garcia, Brian Broaddus, Vach Lombardi, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Monday, December 15th, 2025, season 21, episode number 94. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break. We are live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star, presented by LG. LG is the world's #1 OLED TV brand for 11 years and counting. See why at LG.com/OLED Evo. And I woke up this morning in kind of a real funk. I guess that's the right way to put it.
What?
Say
what?
I was in that mood too.
I was just in a mood, and then I remembered I get to come and sit in here with you lovely folks for 45 minutes, and I got in worse funk. No,
Ain't no way you thought
seriously though, I did think at least I'll get some laughs, and I will leave here feeling a little bit lighter. After
Question your career choice there.
Right? It's like, I don't know what I'm doing in my life. But,
Wife's a lawyer. What am I doing?
Yeah. Well, hey man, I work in football, so I can't be too mad. I get to sit. I get to get up every morning. I get to get up every morning and talk about football. So hey, I'm living.
Buddy, a Huxtable. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
try
That's hard.
try to be wife mediator, and you're a scout. I mean, that's even
am I
worse.
doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're changing the
Yeah,
world.
like they're-
Some
Yeah,
respects.
we're just trying to stop somebody on third down.
Right. Man, it was tough one yesterday.
It was tough.
34-26.
Oh man.
To the Minnesota Vikings at home. A game that I think we all knew. I'll say this. I'll say for me, before I get to everybody else giving their stories of the game, I did expect what I saw from the standpoint of the Cowboys offense versus the Vikings defense. I thought you guys did a great job breaking that down last week. There was every expectation this was going to be a tough game for them offensively. I thought they'd be a little bit better at home because they've been really good at home, but I wasn't surprised by what I saw. Not even the surprise. The disappointing part was what you saw from the defense, because it was more of the same in a situation where you feel like it didn't need to be the same. Let's go around the table. Tell me the storyline of the game for you, Vach. We'll start over here.
Derek Eagleton, I'm glad you opened up in that way, because you're not wrong. You're totally correct. One thing I kind of want to get in this habit of, and the more people are listening to me, they'll kind of catch on to where I'm going with a lot of this stuff, is I like to grade on curves. Based on the opponent's power level. You understand what I'm saying? So me and Brian came up here all week, man. We talked about Flores and his defense. And mind you, it's like Houston Texans, it's like Eagles, it's like Denver.
Yep.
That Flores joint right up in there. And we kind of told you guys what to expect. If you look at the Vikings defense versus other powerful offenses you respect, Eagles, Lions, Packers, Ravens look weird on defense, but they have an offense that you can absolutely respect.
Until yesterday.
I don't know what's going on yesterday. But all those teams versus the Vikings score right up in the 26, 27, 28 range. I don't even think Seattle scored when they played them, but you expected that defense, the power level's over 9,000. So when I look at my offense, if they put up 25, 26, 28 points, that's to be expected, because that's what respectful offenses do versus that defense. If Brandon Aubrey makes both his field goals, the offense put up 32 points on that Vikings defense. Yeah. If Friday we say, hey, we're going to put 32 points on the Vikings defense, we feel lovely. You great on that curve. The J.J. McCarthy curve go all the way the other way. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was kind of upset listening to some media people, whether it be local or national or whatever. They talked about this Cowboys offense for a long time. I think the Cowboys offense did its job. You can't let J.J. McCarthy do what he did to you yesterday. If Jared Goff does that to you, Jordan Love does that to you, I'll even take Jalen Hurts and his company doing that to you. I can live with them dudes doing that to you. J.J. McCarthy, by the numbers, is the worst quarterback on his team. Carson Wentz numbers better than his. And that man marched right up in there, and he made it look weird for you. McCarthy did. J.J. McCarthy did. So, man, it's inexcusable. I don't want to hear this excuse of, well, Flus right back at you, brother. I don't want to hear, he doesn't have the talent to do his job. If you look at what Flores was doing, he squeezes every amount of talent out of his guys. Andrew Van Ginkel ain't no world beater like that. But he was able to do some stuff with you. Brian, you might have the number, but what's the number for the blisters that were non-accounted for? Just the extra blisters.
I don't keep that. You're right, though. I mean,
it was always a fifth or a sixth or a seventh guy. Yeah. But the part that's most frustrating to me, and I'm going to let y'all talk, I promise. Second week in a row, third and fourth if you really count it. Yo, Flus, you look real good them first three quarters, them first three drives, brother. You're stacking the box. You're creating one-on-ones. You made a big play blitzing Donovan Wilson. Quentin gets an interception. You blitz Overshown there a couple of weeks ago. It was Maris. You was blitzing Maris. You get pressure with those guys. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, you go away from it. I don't want to say nothing else because the chat going to be like Vosh talking all day. But it's frustrating when you make a little bit of progress in this defense and you go right back to doing the same stuff you was doing in week 4, week 5, and week 6. This is a totally different defense talent-wise than you had week 6. You got better dudes on this defense than you had in week 6. Mm-hmm. But somehow, no matter who you playing against, it could be Jordan Love, it could be Jared Goff, it could be damn J.J. McCarthy or Russell Wilson. Cowboys defense where dreams come true. And I think you wasted a really good Dak Prescott year, and you wasted a really good rookie campaign for Schottenheimer because of your defense.
And you don't even know if you're going to get Pickens back. So you kind of losing that duo right there, that wide receiver duo. You see, what's frustrating to me is I don't like having the same conversation or talking about the same issue that we were talking about from the beginning of the season towards the end of the season. Like, there's no reason we should be having the same conversation for 3 months straight. Yes, there were changes made after the bye week. You added some talent, and I give the Cowboys credit for that because they brought in 2 players, and you were able to see improvement there. They played those and won 3 games in a row. You were picking up some momentum, some energy. You saw the physicality of the team. And then all of a sudden, now we go back to seeing what we've been complaining about throughout the season. I saw a comment here in the chat saying, "Oh, bad players." I refuse to believe that completely because I'm not blind. Like, yeah, you can still, let's say, have a bad performance overall, still lose a game, but you should still see a team that can compete to a similar level as the offense and make some stops. So you can't tell me Deron Bland is a terrible player. He's having a terrible season right now. Mm-hmm. But I've seen him be so good. Mm-hmm. So there's no way that you're going to tell me, like, oh, all of a sudden he's just a bad player.
Quentin is bad. Kenny is bad. Everybody
he's coming back from that injury. Then, yeah, you can go down the list of other players. And that's the problem. I think it goes back to that voice that's leading that group. Mm-hmm. And also, it's not just Eberflus. You go back and you have to start talking about position coaches as well and look at what the issues that are happening there. So it's very unfortunate that we're sitting here discussing this and what we're seeing. And the secondary, that's a whole nother story. I'm sure we'll get to it at some point and then take a deep dive on what's going on there. But you literally don't have a leader in that secondary. And this is something that wasn't new. You've seen this to begin with. I don't know what the heck is happening with Trevon Diggs and what kind of mysteriousness is going on. We heard some
probably
comments.
Do a whole show on that.
Yeah.
We might spend the whole show on that one.
Yeah, interesting situation there for sure, and we'll discuss later. But just very unfortunate that this was kind of the ending. Yeah, the Cowboys are still not out, but we
think they got a 1% chance at this point.
Yeah, 1%. But we can predict the future, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, I think to try and help you here, Brother Roch. I think I can't get you the unblocked guys.
Yes, sir.
But we talked about the unblocked guys were going to be a problem because the way they free up. 7 rushers were 3 for 3 in dropbacks and pressures. That was 100%. When they rushed 6, they were 5 for 5 on pressures. When they rushed 5, they actually on 10 of those dropbacks, they had 60% pressure. So you kind of went from when the numbers went from 7 to 6 to 5, they still went 100, 160. So they were freeing up. And
Basically, when they wanted to dial it up, they knew how to dial it up. Yeah.
on the flip side of that thing, if you want to just look at Dallas, and again, I'm just giving the numbers here, and I'll give you my opinion. When you rushed 5, you did it 6 times. There were 2 pressures. That's about a 33% rate for a pressure rate. When you rushed 4, that was on 19 of his dropbacks. That would consider 70% of his dropbacks. You only had a 15% pressure rate there. So
Did they ever get to 6 or 7 men?
no,
They blitzed?
they went
5 was the most.
They went 9, 1 rush, and that's probably a goal line situation. Is what
Yes.
that.
Oh, that might have been the one where McCarthy just runs out by himself and nobody accounts for him.
But they went 5, 4, and 3 with a pressure with the pass rush.
And the 3 was another inexplicable, in my opinion, 4th and 3.
Yeah.
Where you only rush 3, and that third guy, Sam Williams, looked like he even peeled off to drop into coverage. Really, like there was only a 2-man pressure.
This is the observation you have when you watch the game is that you look at this, and it's really hard to create pressure when Donovan Ezeraku is dropping, when Fowler's dropping, when Sam Williams is dropping, when Clowney's dropping. It's really, really difficult. If that's what your scheme is, and we saw it on the flip side of this, though, what the Vikings do when they drop players, they have pressure players that can get home. That's a really, really big difference. Dallas struggled with, offensively to score as many points as they did. It's a credit to Dak and some others for having to fight through that because they were in a really bad situation. There was a lot of free rushers in this game, as Vach told you. There were a lot of times, though, where, they took advantage of some of your guys. Once Adeniji went into the game, that was like a turnstile over there. And unfortunately for him, he got put in a situation. Now you're on your third, basically, left tackle against a team that gives you multiple looks, multiple blitz packages, very coordinated. You saw last night with your own eyes, Vach and I were trying to tell you this, a very coordinated blitz package. Sure. And guys are not out of place. When it looked like it was going to be a screen to Hunter Lipke, what happens? They bring pressure, but what's Hunter Smith doing? He's standing right there waiting for Hunter Lipke to get the ball on a screen. When you're thinking they're in man coverage and they're bringing pressure, but what does he do? He takes away your crossers. He takes away your intermediate routes, the deep crossing routes you have there. So they had you game plan pretty well. I mean, they had to feel like, though, that they were going to clearly, Dallas did the best they could to try and put guys up there, backs near the line of scrimmage, but also you had some breakdowns. Booker had a breakdown. We talked about the Tyler Smith he had a breakdown. Beebe had a breakdown. That's what this team will do. They create a lot of pressure, but on the flip side of that, again, your team creates no pressure against a quarterback that most teams were playing against. The Vikings were able to affect him and make him have to hurry his throws. He looked as comfortable as he's looked all year, and trust me, Vach and I watched all that tape. We've seen all his throws. That was a gift last night from the Cowboys.
Yep. All right, we're going to take our first break. We're going to come back. We'll dive into some of the deeper conversations around this team. We'll talk about the offense next, dive into what happened yesterday with them and how much that really affected the outcome of the game from the standpoint of that versus what you had on the defense. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here, the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. This holiday season, I've got Yeti's new insulated bowls and food storage working overtime. The insulated bowls are amazing. It'll keep queso warm or guacamole fresh. And the food storage containers protect my ingredients and help me stay organized. They also make great gifts for the host, making Yeti bowls and food storage MVPs for the holidays. Get yours at Yeti.com or a Yeti store near you.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready in 10 minutes flat. Keeping up with your car shouldn't be a tough call. Take 5 makes it as easy as calling the coin toss. Take 5 is the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit take5.com to find a location near you. Offer valid through December 31st, 2025. Terms and conditions apply. Valid only at participating locations.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Back to the break.
Choose perfection. Choose LG OLED Evo. Check out the best TV in the game at LG.com.
Welcome back. We are in the second segment of the break live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. All right, let's talk about the offense. Yesterday, as this game began, what? Yeah. You might want to put on your headphones. You put on your headphones, you hear.
Oh, you is.
So at the earlier parts of the game, the offense actually scored touchdowns on 2 of their first 3 possessions.
Yeah.
I actually felt like at that point, after they scored the second touchdown, I was like, okay, this is going to be one of those games. The offense is going to do some things. Like, they can do some things against this defense. They'll be fine. After that, they only scored field goals, and they missed 2 field goals on top of that. What changed? Was there something that was different about how the defense attacked them? Did their offense all of a sudden start not being able to pick up those exotic blitzes? What was the difference after that second touchdown to where the Cowboys didn't get in the end zone again?
I think your running back getting hurt probably had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
By the way, he had a good day yesterday.
Fantastic little day.
Being out, yeah.
And we talk about game flow.
A couple
all
of
the
running
time.
backs getting hurt.
For sure, Lipke too. We talk about game flow all the time, and the Cowboys are at their best when they can run the ball where they want to, throw when they want to, play action it up. And when Williams goes out, shouts out to Malik, man. He's just not the same kind of threat, and he's not the same kind of blocker. Like, he's a different dude. So the offense kind of stalled a little bit in that way. Javonte getting hurt. I'll say Nate kind of getting hurt, but just the line in general gave you issues. And Lipke getting hurt, Now Williams came back and you saw some more run game, but when you wanted to run the ball, you could run the football. So that's just a large portion of the game that you just weren't able to run the football like you wanted to. I think that probably had a lot to do with it, but I won't talk too long about it.
I think a lot of it had to do with what they were able to do on third down.
For sure.
I think that was they had a really good idea, as I was mentioning. They had a good idea about your crossers. Yeah. They had a good idea about your slant game. They had a good idea about
tight end, hook and curl.
Yeah, they really did a good job of scouting you to the point of taking away some things. Vach will tell you, I'm sure. We talked about this too. That the cover 2 look, how it took them out of some. Even though they're blitzing and giving you pressure and all that, they're able to play coverage behind it. They're able to kind of protect their guys. They try and funnel things, to the inside. They don't let you have anything down the field. I mean, I can't remember the last time we've had a down the field ball to George Pickens. And that's a little unshoddy right there. I think last night in the post game, he even talked about that of, how many times have we seen you need a big play, vertical thing to George Pickens and see if somebody can get over. You had a hole shot that CeeDee Lamb made. I think it was a 30, 40-yard gain that was between cover two. Didn't have enough of that. And I just – the way that they play their cover two, they play their cover three, the cover zero with no safety help in the middle. I mean,
they did that a lot.
They do that
Felt
a lot.
like,
yeah. And so they give you a lot of different looks. This was a real challenge for Dak in this game. It was a real challenge for the offensive line. It was a real challenge for the backs to have to kind of do all that. I think that's what their looks, stuff that you probably, I'm not saying haven't seen, but seen it over and over, and then another look over and over, and they were hunting things. And once they found something that you couldn't do, once they found that you were going to let the furthest guy go from the ball free and run on Dak, they played their coverage a little tighter, and then the ball wasn't as accurate, and he got hit a couple of times from a free rusher just because Dallas slid the line away. But Minnesota knew, like, okay, if you're going to slide the line away, we're going to bring Harrison Smith down there, and he's going to cause some problems. And that's what they did. It was a really, really good game plan for them.
Yep.
I was laughing in my head earlier when, Derek, you posed a question or you were painting the picture of thinking this is how it was going to turn out with this offense. But take it a step back when the defense got that interception. I'm like, it's going to be that game. It's going to be that kind of game for this defense and for the team. And then it didn't happen. With the offense, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your level of concern with the offensive line at this point? Because throughout the season, we've seen it here and there, but then I think it's been slightly masked by Dak's abilities at times. Yeah. But then when you really peel everything back and look at it, you're like, okay, wait a minute. Like, personally, I've always thought, it's going to be okay. The defense, the offensive line, once they play together longer, they're going to figure it out and be okay. But how are you feeling at this point with that line?
Here's an interesting thing. As you asked that question, I started thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know if – I don't remember the last time I felt such polar opposites about the interior part of the offensive line than the – exterior part of the offensive line. Right now, I look at the interior part of the offensive line. And yesterday, when they were running the ball, I was like, you could just line up and basically run behind those three middle guys as much as you like, as much as you want to, and it's going to be there. You could do this all day.
There's your game flow.
Right? You can do this. Yeah. But the flip side to that is that outside, those two tackles, that has been a problem. Yeah. It seems to continue to be a problem. And so when you look at it, you're like, man, I love what's happening. And by the way, the interior, those are young guys. So I'm looking at them saying, man, Cowboys are set. Like in the middle, they're set. On the outside, I feel like, I'm asking the question, like, do you have to go back to the well on trying to get tackles? Is Guyton first of all, is Guyton going to be available? And then second of all, is he going to develop to the point where he's reliable at left tackle? At right tackle, do you really just need to do something different? Because it's not like he's a young guy that's still developing and getting better. Like, he is kind of what he is at this point. Can you sustain that? Is that good enough? I don't know. I just feel very different about the interior versus the exterior.
Let me answer Ambar's question first. It's easy to be ungrateful when we hyper-focus on one unit, but offensive line around the whole league. Like, just think about some of the offensive lines that we've been breaking down. They got like 3 or 4 dudes that ain't good, but they just kind of figured out.
Minnesota had one at tackle you didn't take advantage of.
You didn't take advantage of.
Was that the left tackle?
Yeah, school started it,
I saw one play where Ezraku just like, whoop, and he's just right by him. Yeah.
I feel good about your offensive line. You have a young offensive line, and they're still growing and doing young offensive line stuff. I think you're going to have to find a new right tackle at some point. Terrence Steele, hey man, you had a good run player, you made your money, but it's probably time to find a new guy there. To Derek's point, I actually think you're missing Guyton like real bad right now. I think he's much better in the run game. Somehow he's much more physical in the run game. Somehow, but he's not a great pass blocker. I think your whole line's not a great pass blocking unit right now. But you can fix that by just playing together, getting reps, and just figuring it out. It's not like they're physically limited as pass blockers. It's just, hey, we got to pass guys along. We got to check our aggression sometimes, slants and things like that. But they'll eventually figure that, lunging, but they'll eventually figure that out. To your Guyton point, if you think about the dude he was last year, versus who he is now. And just to be clear, I wasn't that high on Guyton coming out. I just fear dudes that hadn't played a whole bunch. So as me, you would think I would be the guy that want Guyton to be bad so I could be right about that evaluation. No, he totally proved me wrong this year. He was terrible last year, but he's playing with confidence now, with power now. I think he's a really, really good run blocker. Pass blocking, he got to bring all his athleticism and kind of figure all that out, but he played tight end 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So I think the future of Guyton's good to go. Nate, we'll see. But right tackle, I think that's something you're going to have to address moving forward. But as a whole, I think your offensive line next year is probably going to be one of the better ones in the whole league. They just got to fix the pass stuff up.
Yeah, Booker had the same amount of pressures as Steele in this game. Both had 4. And so, that's something concern. But the bigger concern for this, and I think this affected the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Schottenheimer says this today in the when he has media availability. Hunter Lipke and Williams were in 10 drop-back passing situations with no pressures. Malik Davis was in for 13 dropbacks, 4 pressures.
Yep.
That was some problem.
And we know Williams is really good at it.
And that's
really
what I'm saying. You got compromised. So you're struggling a little bit with Booker over there. You're struggling with the tackle with Steele. You're struggling with Thomas over there. But then all of a sudden, put on top of that the guy who's always really good at cleaning up all the mess, to your point, Ambar, about how Dak can kind of Williams can buy you enough time to escape and go somewhere else in the pocket if you have to. They didn't have that luxury yesterday when Lipke and Williams both were out for some extended periods of time in that football game. And I think the guy who's usually there cleaning up the mess was over there standing on the sideline, waiting to go back in the game on the second half because of his shoulder injury.
And as you notice at the point when Williams was out, they put Malik out there, but then when they get to obvious passing downs, he was off the field.
Yeah.
They had Lipke out there because I think they knew that Lipke's a better option to be able to do it. So when you lose both of them, now you're really in a
maybe
tough situation.
The one answer that Minnesota had yesterday because of School playing the left tackle for them and Darisal's normally their left tackle, and that was a scratch in the game, and all of a sudden you're thinking, whoa, wait a minute, here we go. Here's 67, target on his back, go get him. Guy gave up no pressures. Gave up no pressures in that game, and that's unfortunate right there. That's a missed opportunity. But you know what Minnesota did? They put guys to his side. They knew that Dallas is kind of as minimal as their pass rush has been. They knew they had to go out there and just couldn't leave him out there by himself the whole game. So you saw multiple tight ends line up to that side, make sure that he had the protection that he needed, especially when they wanted to throw the ball, and they got J.J. McCarthy comfortable doing it.
Yep. All right, let's take our final break. Let's come back. Let's talk defense. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
Back to the break.
AT&T connecting changes everything.
Welcome back. We're in the final segment of the break.
man.
We're live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. Let's talk about the defense. I actually thought Bobby Belt from 105.3, the
going
fan.
on today, man?
I don't know, man. I told you I woke up in a funk, man. I don't know what it is.
You the boss, man. Take a nap or something. Anybody gonna write you up?
Okay. Anyway, he had an interesting tweet. Let me check this out. He said J.J. McCarthy had 60.7 passer rating yesterday. In general against the blitz. That was coming into this game.
Sure.
Dallas blitzed him 7 times and only 1 time in the second half. Versus the blitz, he was 3 of 6 for 41 yards, an interception, and a 72 rating.
Right.
With no blitz, he was 12 of 18 for 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 124.5 rating.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, Vach, that's the second game in a row where they've blitzed early. They found some success.
It's amazing.
The blitz rate in the first quarter, 60%. This is another tweet that Bobby had. First quarter, 60% blitz rate, and in second through the fourth quarter, 13.6% blitz rate, and that's over the last 2 games. It's not just one game; that's the last 2 games, and they've abandoned basically what they were doing that was working so well in the first quarter.
I'm going to make a promise here. I'm putting you on. I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay.
You and I talked about this morning. You're going to the press conference. You're going to ask him on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Media availability.
You should.
I'm gonna use my privileges. I'm gonna walk in there Thursday, and Ted don't know me. Like I'm probably gonna go last. I'm probably gonna be the last.
Ted knows you.
Ted know me. Yeah. Ted act like he don't know me. I be seeing I wait.
Ted knows you.
Remember to raise your
back.
hand.
Yeah.
And then wait for your name to be called.
I know the rules, and I gotta be like this Vash Lombardi from Vash Lombardi on YouTube. But then I'm gonna be like, hey man, Flus, bro. Man, I'm saying just like this. Man,
Please don't.
How come?
That will be your last time.
don't.
I don't go nowhere.
No,
That's
please
the
don't.
part.
At least ask it better than that. But yes, go
I'm
ahead.
like, hey, bro, how come when you see success in the first 2 drives of a game, you may be stacking bodies at the line of scrimmage to create one-on-ones. You may blitz guys. You have guys that blitz better than other guys. Hey, yo, Flus, bro, why you go away from that in quarter 2 through 4?
Something scares him.
I want to ask him that.
Something scares him.
'Cause
I
he
will say what it is.
Look,
on
he
that
doesn't
first
slow
touchdown,
down.
on that first touchdown, they did blitz.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that spooked him. I wonder if he was like, our corners can't cover this if we do this, and if they get loose, then we're done.
I think it was Bland.
It was Bland, yeah.
Bland's eyes were. I mean, Bland got caught thinking it was maybe going to be run, and he stepped up, and then he realized that, oh my gosh, I just made a mistake.
Yep.
And he turned to try and run to cover it up, but yeah, that was, you got to be better than that, Bland. And he struggled. He really has. He just doesn't look the same. And when's the last time you saw Bland not look for a ball? I mean, he had a chance where McCarthy throws the ball short. It's going to hit him between the 2 and the 6. If he just turns around, it's probably going to be an interception. Dallas, it's going to be in your end, and they're not going to score. And you get the ball, you get a turnover. But no, I mean, it's been a really, really off year for him when it comes to playing with his technique, his eyes, just the way he's kind of been able to finish or lack of.
Do you think that the position that they've been placed in has affected all of these corners? Because when you look across the board,
it's a real convenient thing to say.
Revel. I'm just saying. I mean,
no. I'm just saying it's a real. It's kind of what we always call the low-hanging fruit.
Right.
And I'm not going to act like I sit there. I mean, if you got these coaches one-on-one by themselves, they would probably explain it to you why.
Yeah.
But when you go and Vach is going to ask a question, they probably, and I mean this in respect, he's not going to give Vach a good answer. I just don't. I mean, hell, I asked him about playing spy coverage, and he didn't want to give me an answer.
He can't not text me back if I'm up there though.
No, right.
I need the answer. I just want to know.
But see, that's what I'm saying. They won't.
Let me just. But from the standpoint of a press conference, which I've seen and been to many, just because you ask a question doesn't mean you're going to get an answer.
But like,
you
what
will
if
get
I
an
worded-
answer.
but-
It's not going to be the answer necessarily that you're looking.
But what if I word it perfectly and follow up? If
This is
going to
be a tough question.
It really won't matter.
This is gonna be a tough question
For me?
you, but
Never.
let's play a little game here.
I'll answer it. What's up?
Yeti time.
Yeti time, presented by Yeti.
Yeah.
Let's say you're Eberflus' defense attorney, and you're sitting there.
Did you say defense attorney?
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't put that.
That's actually really funny. Okay,
That's
go
hard.
ahead.
We're,
Yeah, that's good.
We're sitting here
You
trying
won't
to
put that glove on, will you?
understand.
You won't put that glove on, will you? I dare you to put that glove on. You won't do it.
That's hilarious.
You're scared
Defense
to put that.
attorney is crazy.
Yeah, that's really well done.
I'm channeling my inner F. Lee Bailey is what I was doing there.
Because we're sitting here trying to understand. Okay, why? So just for the fun of it,
For sure.
think really hard.
Yeah.
You're defending him. You're his defense attorney.
Yeah.
You're up there. What do you say?
The correct answer is I can't defend him. But I'd be like, well, Vach.
You're getting paid to defend him.
Well, Vach, if you look at Flores and his guys, they've been running those exotic blitz packages with him for 2 years. And Vach, maybe our players don't have the mental processing to be able to, on the fly, perform their job duties and disguise a blitz from Dak Prescott at the same time.
Veteran defense.
They got a bunch of older dudes over there. We got a bunch of young cats over here.
I think you got some young cats playing in that secondary. We got veteran safeties. Yeah. You got a veteran corner, but you got a young corner. But you put Carson out there, what happens? He's out there for a little bit. He gives up a 50-yard pass.
Yep.
That's on third down. Sometimes it's about what you do. It's hard to defend the guy. I'll say this. Can I, real quick? I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Tell him.
I didn't. I'm sorry about that.
That's what I do to you.
I love you, brother. You know that.
Sure.
The thing that I think that I could defend Flus on, the thing that I can, he didn't have any pass rushers.
Yeah.
He didn't have any pass rushers. Yeah. And his whole idea is he's got inside players, but he has no edges. Now, when Vach and we start to focus on the draft a little bit more, we've already kind of watching guys. Just go ahead and throw defensive end now in the mix. I mean, you can say what you want about Donovan Ezeraku and the times, the pressures and stuff, but he hasn't delivered like I thought he would. He's been a good run defender. He's not been a good pass rusher. But then again, Flus drops his guys back. But he maybe if his guys were good pass rushers, he wouldn't drop them out of there. I don't know. That's the one defense I think I have for him is I think that he would like to rush 4. That would be really, really good. But he doesn't have guys that can get home on the edges. He just doesn't. And especially when they get back there, they don't finish. That's another problem that he has.
So if we're in court right now, Brian, football court, and I'm the prosecutor or whatever, if your side says or if Flus's defense says, well, we don't have guys to get pressure with 4, my next response is, why you keep bringing 4? Why don't you bring 5 or 6?
You're such a good debater. You're such a good debater.
I was on the team.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Like, well, if you can't get there with 4,
bring 5.
Why are you bringing 4?
Especially when the numbers say that you're cool when you bring 5 or 6.
Yeah. But I think, my defense would be that,
I'm very proud, dog.
Well, my defense for Flus would be, I put corners out there that I don't think can cover.
Yeah.
I put a bit. I'm playing. Unfortunately, I put Carson out there for a couple of plays. What happens? I give up a big play. I got safeties that really don't cover, that don't drive on the ball well. I've got a corner on the other side. It's a rookie who hadn't played since September of 2024. That's the issues that I'm dealing with right now. That would be my argument to you. I got linebackers. I try and play a cover 2 look to maybe help my defense a little bit, and I try and drop the Mike linebacker into the middle to kind of take my Mike linebacker can't even get back far enough. Ball goes over his head. All of a sudden, the Viking tight end makes a big play. I'm trying my best with what I got. Should I blitz more? Yes. Should I rush 5? Yes. I should do all those things. But right now, I'm having to play this defense the way I am. And when I just try and play just to try and protect this, I can't get guys to even execute that well.
Yeah, my thought would be, if that's the case, then let's go uber aggressive with regard to blitzing, because if I don't trust my corners to cover well, especially downfield, give the quarterback less time to make a decision.
That's what the Vikings do.
Exactly. That's exactly.
No, that's it.
They basically say, you got a couple seconds, and after that, we'll be at your quarterback.
Yeah.
So it also helps your cornerbacks. Your cornerbacks know, I only got to cover this guy for a couple seconds, and then I can go after the ball. I think that's when Bland's at his best.
Yeah.
Like, we know he is a ball hawk. If he knows the ball's coming out quick, he will make plays on the ball. I think
that's probably why Diggs is bitching about what his situation.
Right, and I think Diggs would be better in that kind of defense.
We can cuss? Can we cuss?
Wait, what did he say?
I said, yeah.
He said benching Diggs. He said,
okay.
What do you have to repeat?
Benching.
Okay, that's what I thought you said. You said
no, I said
that's why
benching. I said
benching.
That's why Diggs is benching himself.
Yes. It happens. It happens.
Not really. I didn't say that.
Hey, man.
I know. It's a glory hole situation.
Can we say that? Can I add another
What are
word
we
in my
talking about?
vocabulary? I don't know.
No.
I don't know what I can and can't say.
Go ahead. Were you about to say something, ma'am?
I was just
Oh, I
going to
thought
say,
you were
why
about
are we
to say
talking about glory holes now?
I was just doing the Rich Stout. Oops, I didn't say that, man.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. One other topic I wanted to hit before we ended the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking at the linebacker specifically, we've been asking for more Logan Wilson.
Man, Kenneth Murray must work real hard, boy.
Yesterday,
that man must be on time for.
But I would
all
say
the
yesterday for the first time. Yeah. For the first time, we did see a flip in those percentages. Logan Wilson had 53% of the snaps. Kenneth Murray played 40% of the snaps.
Yeah.
My question is, was there a difference? How do you assess Wilson's play, and was it any better than maybe what you've seen so far from Murray?
I'll say this, first couple drives when Logan was out there, the defense looked a little better, but that might be what's happening, y'all? But the defense may have looked a little better because Flus was just doing good defensive things early. Now, I can't say that as soon as Murray went on the field, Flus went right back to not blitzing. Like, we don't know if that's the cause of them looking terrible or just whatever. But as soon as Murray got in the game, boy, you just can't unsee 59 in a bad spot. So, I don't know, man. We just going to have to wait the rest of the season out. Murray ain't going nowhere. Murray works real hard. He's a great teammate. He brings up the youth. He's early to all the meeting. He brings cookies and all that. He going to be here. So, I don't even want to complain about it no more. Shouts out Kenneth Murray, man. He going to be here.
How about this one, though? When you look at, the metrics will tell you when Logan Wilson was on the field rushing, they gave up 2.7. When he was off the field, it was 2.8. Murray on the field was 2.8, off the field 2.7. So they both, against the run, were very equal. Yeah. It's where you start to see the problems is what I mentioned, is when you play cover two and all of a sudden you need to have a drop and depth and positioning. That's where the biggest difference right now is between Murray and Logan Wilson. Yeah. Logan Wilson, I mean, you could watch film of Logan Wilson taking angles and cutting off routes and stuff like that. With Murray, it's not as clean, and so that's. But yesterday in that football game, I mean, there was nobody on that field yesterday for the Cowboys that was a liability in the run game. There was nobody. I mean, every one of them is 2.8, 2.7, 2.5, 1.9. Every one of them.
I thought Kenny Clark had a pretty good game, all things considered.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. When you look at run stuffs and snaps and run tackles and stuff like that, that's no longer an issue. The issue is like linebackers in coverage, safety in coverage, corners in coverage. That's a big issue. And lack of pass rush is a big issue.
All right, that's a wrap. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll zoom in a little bit more. We'll go inside the brain of Brian Broaddus. I'm sure he'll have some questions that will make us.
We're not back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We're not going to be back tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday.
I can come in.
Tomorrow, huh?
I can come in.
You'll be by yourself.
I need that money. I'll do a show by myself.
You can't produce the show and be
I'm a YouTuber. I can produce a show by myself.
Not the way we're set up. We're more high-tech than the way that you
Man, what's wrong with y'all, man?
YouTube.
Y'all need 30 people for a live stream?
We need more people in order to do it well.
Y'all need 40 people?
In order to do it well.
I do mine very well, sir. I do mine very well, sir. You better Google it.
We will be back. Google me. Like the Indiana coach. Google me. I'll win. All right, we're going to be back on Wednesday. And we'll get you ready for the next Cowboys versus Chargers. Yeah,
offense.
I don't even want to watch no other teams. We got the playoff, man. It don't matter. The preview don't matter.
Yes,
1%.
It absolutely does. That's the one thing that we do around here. We finish the season. That's what we do on this show. We finish the season, brother. Right. So we will be getting you guys ready.
Signed
Cowboys
up for 7
versus
to 10
Chargers,
days, right?
Yes, sir. We sure did. 18 weeks. So we're going to do Cowboys versus Chargers. We'll get to the Chargers offense versus the Cowboys defense. Still in for Voch Lombardi, Brian Broaddus, and Amber Garcia. I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!